You know, sometimes words just doesn't seem to be enough. Hello everyone, this is my name is Daidarius and welcome to another manga related video. And as the title suggests, yes, I read Berserk for the first time ever, and I did it in the deluxe edition, the hardcover editions. It also looks like that my camera is a bit shifted. Let me quickly adjust that. Yeah, that seems to align a bit better, but I'm keeping it in. Anywho, as the title states, I have just read Berserk. I have not read the entirety of Berserk. I have read the first half of Berserk because I've only read what is confined in these hardcovers here, which is from volume 1 until volume 21. So everything up until including the ending of the conviction arc. And I mean, what started this whole deal was what pretty much had started from, I guess, everyone who have just now started getting into Berserk, which was the passing of Kentaro Miura. And I mean, I was planning actually just waiting until maybe all 13 of these had come out. At least the one we know will be out. But after the news of his passing, I thought to myself, this is a good time as any to get started and, pay respect to the man. And also to see what the fuss is about. And while reading it, I had some thoughts on it. First of all, the first couple of volumes was not as good as I thought they would be, considering all the praise they have gotten. But I will go back to that later on. The other aspect I want to touch upon first is the art in Berserk. And the art in the beginning of Berserk is fine. It's not fantastic, but it's definitely not bad. It is just fine. But again, this is in the beginning of Kentaro's career, so it is to be expected that you're not getting out of the gate with all your skills just, to the absolute fullest potential. So I understand that. The art is fine. The backgrounds is better than the character art style, but the art style is rough and unrefined, and it fits the story points at that time perfectly. So it doesn't really matter that the art style is not gorgeous, it's just outstanding, it's just interesting. And for some reason, for the first, I think up until volume 3, maybe, in the deluxe edition, so that is up until volume 9 in the singles, for some reason, Kentaro doesn't know how to draw boots. He's incapable of making sure that boots looks great in that given perspective and dimension wise. He can't do it. Sorry if you can hear the fan from my computer over here, but it's some work related stuff, but I can't really jump off right now completely, so it just has to be on standby. Anyway, back to Berserk. For some reason he just can't do it. He can't fucking draw boots correctly. Everything else seems fine, especially the backgrounds are quite detailed. And I was thinking to myself, but I have heard such praise for the art in Berserk. When do I get to experience it? Sure, when you get to the Golden Age arc, the art has become better, and especially when he was drawing these battle scenes, and especially the line of a lot of knights in their armor and on horsebacks, it does look cool. It does look impressive. There's a lot of small details in there where you're starting to think, okay, this is better, but it is not mind-blowing, if you follow me. And then I get to the very definition of the oh shit moment in just general fictional history ever. In case you don't know, the eclipse. Because when we get to the eclipse, Kentaro Miura just completely lets loose. Holy shit. I mean, I have seen him draw monsters before or demonic creatures before, but here he just went completely nuts. All the rules get thrown out the window. There's no rules here. Just draw the worst nightmare in abstract form, put it on the page and make them do cruel things. And after that, after you get back to the conviction arc, the Lost Children chapter, we get a bit more of the rough edges of raw lines that he used in the first part of the series, but you slowly see the more refined details, the more refined, incredible art style kind of come into fruition there. But to me, Berserk's art is not actually outstanding until we get to the birth ceremony chapter. But when that hits, and not just the beginning of the birth ceremony chapter, but when you get to the tower reveals itself, and I see what he plans to do with that whole thing, and just the scope of it and the way he draws it, and also that mixed in with the Skull Knight and what his adventure is in the depths of the tower or beneath the foundation of the tower. That is when Berserk went to the next level for me and kind of separated itself from other mangas with great art that I have experienced, say like One Punch Man. This is where the separation was. This is where Kentaro Miura, he found his place in his art style, found the way to actually convey exactly what he envisioned, at least in my opinion. And then afterwards I was blown away and I had nothing to say or critique about the art style or at all. I mean, that is when I knew, okay, this is what people reference when they say the art in Berserk is on a different level than anything else. And I am just looking so much forward to the Falcon Millennium arc, or whatever it's called, the one after the Conviction arc. Looking forward to see the art style in there, because I know this is where it really takes off, where he really go nuts with the art style. But holy shit, I mean, just think about it. The man doesn't shy away to use grayscale and a lot of black and darkness in his imagery to convey emotion and a state of mind of the characters and the plot and themes and stuff. You're used to actually see images or panels just filled with details, necessary details. It doesn't distract you, but details. There's no wasted space. And then, I mean, I think I can actually show the image here. So, and then he does the fucking opposite, and it had me pause. I mean, there's no dialogue. I'm just reading through the story, taking in the images, go, this is nice. Ooh, that is awesome. Next page, so on and so forth, because it is an intriguing story. I'm gonna get back to that. But then you get to this one double page, one double spread, and Kentaro Miura is like, what about if I use negative space? Instead of filling it with detail in backgrounds and stuff like that, he just fucking ignores it, nukes it out of the way, flips it, and only draws two characters, Casca and Guts. That is it. And it is one of the most stunning, gripping, fantastic and emotional images that I have read in a manga. And it has only two characters in it, but of course context is a lot. It means everything here. But even when you take the context out of it, just the usage of negative space is everything in here. And it just shows you that at this point at least, I mean also up until then, we saw it in the Eclipse arc, but at this point at least, he is not just a great exerciser of his craft, he's a master of it. He has made it his own, and now he is making it his bitch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see the art going forward. Going back to the story for a minute there, a lot of people have said that the Golden Age arc is the pinnacle, and I can see where they come from, but also I don't agree. To me, at least now, I think the Conviction arc is better constructed. It has a better climax. It has a better leading up to oh shit moments than the than the Golden Age arc, even though the Eclipse is just a total one continuously oh fucking shit moment. But besides that, I think the Conviction arc is better constructed. However, the beginning of the Golden Age arc I'm not that fond of. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I do feel like a lot of time was wasted with unnecessary battles. And again, I know it is to build up Griffith's character and Guts' character, again to show why he is as a piece of shit, to put it lightly, as he was in the Black Swordsman. I try to explain all that. But I think a lot of time was wasted on that aspect, which made me enjoy it less than I thought I would. It wasn't as tightly constructed as I thought. That being said, the few characters in there that was introduced, Casca and why can't I remember this guy's name? I'm sorry that I can't remember it. Again, I've only read it once. Jesus fucking get away. But those I came extremely attached to, especially when we then got to Eclipse. So at least it did its job and made me invested in these characters, which made the Eclipse thing that more tragic. I don't think it was as tightly constructed as it could have been, but I don't think it's bad. I still think it is great, but the first part of it I didn't care that much for as the second part after Guts, he leaves and then come back. Everything after that was great. And I mean, I think I'm only gonna touch upon one more negative thing about Berserk and then just ramble with all the things I liked about it. The last thing I don't like about Berserk, at least the first half of it, is the battles. Now, the battles tend to have interesting panels, have some interesting creative strategies or choreography or stuff like that, but most of the part, it is just Guts using the Dragon Slayer and then swiping a big swipe across 20, 30 men or whatever, who then just get chopped in half and then repeat the next 9 pages. It gets boring and tiresome extremely quickly, and the sad part is that some of the characters, even there's this one dude, I can't remember his name, who was in the conviction arc, he's more tactical, and we even at some points even see Guts be more tactical. Those aspects are more interesting fight-wise because you don't just spam a wide swipe with the Dragon Slayer over and over again. You actually get some dynamic in the fights, you get something more, and also it only sells Guts as a brawler, a brute force, he's just swinging swords around, but when you go back to the Golden Age arc, you don't see him as just a man with a big sword who's just swinging it around aimlessly. No, he is a great and excellent swordsman. We see that time and time again. He knows his shit, he knows his tactics, he's fluent, he is hard to beat, not because he is strong with strong swipes, but because he's fucking good. Whereas here it's just depicted as he's just strong, so deal with it. And that annoys me. I am very rarely invested in the battle aspect of this manga. It's just kinda bores me. Luckily though, the images is stunning. So I love those, but I would like more variety in it. Show that he is a great swordsman and not just a strong man who uses a sword. That is my only other gripe. Besides that, this is in a whole other league than everything else I have ever read it, and I only read half of it. I only read half, and it's one of my favorite manga ever. And I can't explain it, but I'm gonna try. First of all, is the art style and the way that he tries to use abstract images. I mean, it is just on a whole other level. But more than that is that he trusts his audience to pick up on the subtle things. If not through the first read-through, at least on the second or third read-through. I mean, there was a lot of things that I didn't pick up on or didn't understood what was going on, and then I read some reviews on especially the not Golden Age arc, Eclipse arc, but just before, regarding Griffith and Casca there, where I wasn't quite sure if I understood that scene in their caravan correctly, and then I read up on it, and after I have read people's thoughts, it now makes sense, and I think I would have gotten what Griffith was trying to do with Casca there in the second read through. But one of my point is that you don't always get the answer. You don't always see what is a person thinking. It is context based. So if you think about everything that happened up until and around them in that given moment, then there is a high chance that you will get it. One of my favorite trends, I don't know if you call it trends, but frequently used things in the later half of the Golden Age arc after Guts leaves the Band of Hawks is the usage in many places of Griffith staring, especially at Guts. You don't know if he's angry or happy or sad or betrayed or whatever. You don't know if it's hate or not, but you know that Guts sees it, probably misinterprets it, and when you read through it a second time, it's my guess at least, especially knowing what happens in the Eclipse, you will then more surely pick up on it, but you're not told with thought bubbles for Griffiths or anything. It is up to you to figure it out. And I love that approach to storytelling. And it's not only here that Kentaro he does it throughout the story. It is a complex story, but on multiple read-throughs, I am certain that everyone will be able to actually understand what's going on with the characters, with their demons especially. Why they act like they act, because, for example, in the beginning I hated Guts because he's a fucking dickhead. He's an asshole. I did not root for him. And then you get to the Golden Age arc, just the first few chapters, and you like... Did that just happen to Guts at the age of 9, 10? I don't know how old he is at the incident. and then stuff starts to begin making sense. And it shows that every character in here is multidimensional, complex, but also they change, they grow. They're not static like, for example, in One Piece. Every character is extremely well defined, but the status quo doesn't really change throughout the series. Whereas in here, it is ever changing, and it is fascinating and rewarding to see those changes happen and being applied to them. But anyway, oh fucking hell, this is gonna be one of the most rambling videos ever. But I just have to get this out because this series is fucking awesome, and I know everyone has been saying, have you read Berserk? Do it. But the whole warning about this is not for kids is extremely true, and not just because you see, you know, gore and guts spilled all over the place, but also the darker themes and, you know, kids getting murdered, and also nudity. I did not expect there to be that much nudity in here, and sex. I mean, in the beginning, Kentaro just suggests people having sex, you know, you cannot see their private parts interact, you cannot see penetration, but later on he just shadows enough, but you can clearly see penetration going on there. But I don't mind it because the way he uses nudity in here is natural. He doesn't put focus on that a person is nude or you can actually see some private parts on them in this panel. It's just the way they handle themselves and present themselves makes it all natural as it is in real life, and not in like other more ecchi manga where they're trying to use sex as a fan service selling point, whereas in here that is not the point of it. It is not drawn to focus. I mean, you have like what, 2-3 chapters, full chapters where Guts and Casca are completely fucking naked all the time, and you're not sitting there going like a horny teenage boy like, oh yeah man, boobs. You're not doing that because it's not the focus. It's just a natural part of it, and I enjoy that. I love that. It is amendable. It is, yeah. This series is something everyone owe to themselves to read, even if you don't read comics, and especially if you're not reading manga. If you enjoy complex stories with flawed characters and deeper themes, then you will enjoy Berserk. But again, it's not for everyone, and it is extremely dark. I mean, there's a reason it comes in a black bounded deluxe edition. And just as a follow-up, if you have read only the singles, I now kind of feel sorry for you, because you need to experiencing it in the deluxe edition. There's value in buying the deluxe edition for one reason only: it makes his art pop more, because this is the original format, the original size of his manga. You know, the magazine that it came out in is in this size, I think. I think it's the same size as Shonen Jump, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, same size. So that is the original size of his manga when he drew it. And trust me, it is a lot more immersive in that size. So I will not read ahead of Berserk on the internet or anything. I mean, of course it looks bigger on a big screen, but I want to experience it, or keep experiencing it in the deluxe editions, because holy fucking shit, that is something else. And yeah, there's not much more to this video except that I read Berserk. It has impacted me on more than one level. In the beginning, I didn't think it was as good as everybody says, especially even when it gets to the Golden Age arc. There was standout moments, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as awesome, mind-breaking as people has suggested. And then I got to the Conviction arc, and then everything fell into place, and now it's one of my favorite series of all time, and I can't wait to read further into it. So in case, again, if you haven't read Berserk, give it a shot. Be warned though, it is very mature. I mean, if you thought that Game of Thrones was a bit too much on the not for kids side of content, then this brings Game of Thrones to shame in that aspect, but it's just so much worth it. Holy shit. You need to read Berserk. If I had to recommend anyone a manga to read, with the caveat that be aware of the adult themes in here. They are handled with the utmost respect. Nothing is a cheap shot in here. Nothing is a cheap fan service or anything. Everything is handled and crafted with passion. But if I had to recommend it, anything, it will be Berserk, definitely. It used to be One Piece because it's a long journey, or Dragon Ball because it's so accessible. I mean, it's the lightest of light stories and it's just easy to follow fights. But if you want a more adult theme, a more heavy theme, then I used to recommend Monster, but I think I'm gonna recommend Berserk. So this is my rambling video. I'm gonna end it here because I could go on for hours. As I said, I have just finished the 7th volume. And again, if you have the singles, I've only read the singles. I'm not saying go out and buy the deluxe edition. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you need to experience reading it in the deluxe edition. So maybe your local library, if they have those, or if a friend, you know, a family member has them, try to at least read your favorite part of the series that has been conveyed into the deluxe edition. Try to read it and get the experience there. You need to at least experience it. Berserk, have you read it? What is your thought about it? I don't care about spoilers because I know most of it anyway. Even though it is my first time reading through it, I have heard of Berserk and I know where it's going. Do you agree with me regarding the Golden Age arc? Probably not, but even so, maybe list your favorite arcs down below, and I cannot wait to read more of it. The next volume comes out in August, I think, August or September, so that's I have to wait until then to read some more Berserk, but fuck yeah, that is an awesome manga. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. So as always, until I see you in the next video, remember to stay awesome. See ya. Thank you, Mura. That was fantastic.